Welcome back to Keys and Gears. This is going to be a podcast about the home buying process, and we're specifically going to talk about the home, selecting a realtor, what's the real estate side of the home buying process. Bess Dixon here, local real estate expert. Mark Leisner, I'm a lender here in Dallas, Texas. We're going to talk about this. So Bess,
this is part two.
This is part two. Yeah, if you missed it, there was one on financing that we did, kind of a broad overview. But let's get more into specifics on the real estate side, because that's the sexy side. That's what people want to know.
It is kind of the sexy side.
It's
the finance,
the money side is not really that great, that fun to talk about. But the real estate side. So,
yes.
Having been on that side of the table, having been a realtor, what is it that people need to know about this process? From a 30,000 foot view on down to maybe give us some common mistakes people make that they should know about right now, even before they talk to a real estate professional like yourself. So walk us kind of through what, if you're new to home buying, or even if you've done it 5 years ago, has changed a lot.
It has. So
one of the changes has been there's a law change. So I don't know where you want to start. There's so many places to start. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
We're going to unpack that.
Peel that onion, will you? Peel it.
Oh my gosh. Well, where to start? I guess the number one tip I can give y'all. How about this? We'll unpack. We'll do three quick tips.
Yeah.
On home buying in Texas.
Yes.
In that process. All of this one, the first one I'd give you would apply to any part of the country that you're in.
Okay.
And that is, don't pick the agent. Don't limit yourself to picking an agent that shows up on your Zillow feed or your Realtor feed.
Good point.
Or your home.com feed or your Redfin feed or wherever you are looking on real estate. And I say that because National Association of Realtors, NAR, says that 90% of consumers spend like 6 to 10 weeks online looking before they reach out.
Right.
And many of them have already figured out their agent based on how many times that agent has showed up in their online feeds.
Yes.
Y'all need to know that agents pay to be on that feed.
Correct.
They haven't earned it by merit. They've earned it by greenbacks.
So you telling me all those big name agents may not be the right agent for you. Because they have the money to advertise, but they don't. Right? They may not know what they're doing too. Because correct me if I'm wrong, they may be more interested in selling, $2-3 million houses and not the $500,000 house you're shopping for, right? And so how much attention are they going to give you?
And that's a great segue to tip 2, and that is, as many of y'all know, because you have been looking online and elsewhere, there are quite a few of us real estate agents out there. Most people know at least, was it 10 to 18, I think was the last stat that Mark and I saw. So how do you pick even out of those 10 to 18? Well, you need to know there's a difference between a real estate agent and a real estate professional. Very similar to an accountant versus a CPA. All CPAs are accountants.
Right.
Not all accountants are CPAs.
And then there's like bookkeepers as well.
Fair enough.
There's some bookkeeper agents
there goes the finance
out there.
Guy with the tangent. But yeah, true enough. So there's.
Which one do you want to hire, basically? Do you want to hire an accountant or do you want to hire a CPA?
I'm CPA all day.
Exactly.
Right?
No,
especially since they all cost about the same in the real estate world.
They actually, I would argue with you they don't. I would argue with you that an accountant will cost you more money because they're going to make mistakes that are going to cost you money.
Fair enough.
They're not going to have the knowledge to guide you through the turbulent water of real estate, of the real estate home buying process, right?
And you're saying now, agent, you're segueing from accountant to agent versus a professional.
Correct. I mean, a true professional like yourself that has the designations, has the education, has the experience, that is something you can't really put a number on how valuable that is to a customer, because I've seen you in action, and what happens is you anticipate the problems that are going to come up. You're going to fix them before they become problems without your customers even knowing. that there is a problem.
Which that's one of my favorite wins.
And you and I share those wins.
Yes.
They have no idea what's going on in the background.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But we that's what we get paid for, right? And that's why hiring a CPA is way more valuable than hiring, because they're going to cost you a lot of money. The accountant's going to fly that
Very
plane
true.
against the wall. So anyway,
so that's tip 2. So
number
don't
2.
just automatically pick the person that is.
I second
that you see online.
Yes, I second
you see
that.
Online.
Number 3.
Number 3, especially since, and we'll get to the one that you were talking about before. Number 3, since August 17th, where now it's illegal. It's against the law. 2024. Excuse me. August 17th, 2024. It is now illegal for a real estate agent to open a door for a private viewing.
Right.
Unless there is a signed agreement between the agent and the consumer.
So you're saying the consumer and the agent opening that door for the consumer have to have an agreement?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now, loophole, it can be for just that one address. It can be just for a day. It could be for...
There's different forms.
There's different forms.
For different scenarios.
There is.
Like a one-time showing agreement.
But there's one red-hot exception, and that leads to my tip 3, which is when you think you're within like 30 days or even 60 days of really getting serious with your home search, start hitting up open houses, because open houses are still a cattle call for homes, if you will. And that is, the doors are open and anyone can come in. You do not have to have an agreement with the agent hosting the home or with the agent that's listing a home. By the way, not always the same.
Correct.
The agent that's in the home opening it is not necessarily the agent that's listing
Happens
it.
a lot.
But good news, you don't have to have a legal binding agreement with either one to walk in that door. Yeah. And as you're considering neighborhoods, you definitely want to go to open houses, because you can do that on your own volition without any sort of agreement. And you can also, in the process, it's a great soft way to interview agents and find that one that's going to be a good fit for you outside of an online profile.
Mm-hmm. And sidebar on the online profile, one of my pet peeves is agents that are faking it to make it. Right, so you see them on Instagram or wherever, driving up in their expensive car, and they walk into this $1 million house, and they don't have 2 pennies to rub together. They don't sell much real estate. They're putting on a show instead of having substance, And so I would suggest that you really find out, are these people actually substance or are they show?
Right.
Because real estate is full of people with all show, no substance. And it drives me crazy when I have to deal with those agents that are all show on my end, what a terrible job they do in for their clients. I mean, terrible. And that's why I said an expert like yourself will save you, the consumer, a lot of money. I've seen it on the other side where these show agents are just costing their clients a lot of money in negotiation, in mistakes they make, in delays, in all kinds of things, all kinds of ways you haven't even thought about that they're costing you money. So be very careful.
Because as a real estate professional, and I abide by the code of ethics,
right,
I am value neutral when it comes to any sort of commentary.
I understand. You can't say much to that. But
I just want to put that out there.
I'm just telling you guys, it is a thing. It is a big deal to me when I work. I want to work with professionals because it's just too complex of an process to go through without the help of a true professional. And if you're interested, comment down below. Happy to send you the 88 things that can go wrong in a real estate transaction.
Oh, that's a great
I have a 2-pager that has 88 single-spaced 88 things that can go wrong in a real estate transaction. Your head's going to spin. And that's just on the real estate side. So work with a professional. Do your research, ask around, talk to them in depth, have them show you some houses maybe.
Well, and that actually leads to the next deal. I guess my bonus tip. I said 3. I give you 3. Here's my bonus tip, and that is change your mindset as far as what you're looking for in a real estate partner, professional, it really is a short-term marriage.
It is.
This is someone that you are going to be comfortable with texting at 11 o'clock at night or at 6 o'clock in the morning, like when you finish your run and your brain is going and buzzing and thinking about these things. So that is, anyway.
Yeah.
Not to overstate it, but I urge you to just have that slight change of mindset, and that is you're looking for someone to date.
And be aware that there's
in the real estate world.
And you've mentioned this, but just on the periphery, there's more and more listing agents only that do nothing but listings. Mm-hmm. And there's agents that do buyers, and there's agents that do both, buyers and sellers. And so be careful when you hire some of the, more vocal agents out there are listing only agents.
Fair enough.
So they don't do a very good job on the buying side because they don't have much experience on that side.
I do both. I like to do both.
Yes, you do both.
We interrupt this a little bit, but I like to do both because understanding what buyers are looking for empowers me to better
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Help my
100%.
sellers leverage their properties for top dollar in short amount of time.
100%.
And on the other side, it listing as much as I do enables me to equip my buyers to see a good value in a home when they see it, because I've sold in that home. And so I can tell them frankly, well, listen, the house 2 streets over sold for this because it had a gigantic, I don't know, disco ball.
And sellers and buyers think differently. So understanding both sides of the table helps you negotiate and helps you.
Oh, for
both
sure,
sides.
and build rapport with the other agent, and that's another episode, baby.
Yes. So we've given you a 30,000-foot view on the real estate side, but now to our favorite segment, which is the craziness that happens in real estate.
That's right.
What do we have on tap today?
This week?
Oh my gosh! What did we see?
Okay, so check this out. Y'all know I do love historic homes, or if you don't know, hey, I am a historic home addict.
That looks prehistoric. That's
there you
not
go.
Just,
the faucet
historic.
coming out. Well, thank you. But the faucet coming out of the wall is just an old throwback touch that I just love. It's a great design feature that I don't think is used often enough. But what's interesting, a couple of things is, y'all have heard the devil in the details. Check it out. It looks like it's a brick wall. If you look more closely, it's actually a peel and stick vinyl thing that somebody did years ago.
Wow.
Excuse me.
That's just
and yes,
drywall.
The pipes have been leaking for a while that are in that wall because you can see the rust stains from the water leaking from.
Wow.
But it gets even better. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Yes.
Next picture, what does it show us?
Let me show you the next
scared.
picture.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently
what is that?
This sink that is attached to the wall started sagging a bit. And so and by the way, sagging probably because the pipes were leaking. And so the 2x4s were wet. But the solution was to get a tire jack.
Oh my gosh.
And jack up the sink. That was how they fixed the sink to keep it from falling out of the wall.
All right. That's an interesting conversation piece. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So how is the overall aesthetic of this? Let me show you. The overall aesthetic.
The next picture, oh my.
Oh my goodness. Is that just not amazing? And yes, this house is for sale.
And this was in a laundry room?
This is in the garage.
In the garage.
Home was built in the 60s. That's a great segue to just say, often homes that were built in the 60s, there is no such thing as a dedicated laundry room.
Correct.
So 60s and earlier, it's like in this one, it's in the garage.
Could be in the garage or a porch or something.
Washer and dryer was like a new luxury.
Correct.
A whole new luxury. Washers and dryers. Washers and dryers are a luxury? They were when this home was built.
I'm not sure there's anything worth saving right there in this picture. Just
I kind of like the sink. It's an enamel sink. I'd keep the sink.
Yeah, I mean, you could save that, but I mean, tear it all out and rebuild it.
Oh my God.
Wow. And price point on this house?
Do
you remember?
$250.
$250. So here's an interesting segue on that one. If we have a little bit of time, $250. You can still find homes
under 300 in Texas.
Imagine that.
And not all of them have a sexy enameled sink like that. I'm telling you. There you go.
Not all of them have surprises like this? No,
there you
okay.
go. So if you like more surprises and like to know really the behind the scenes, crazy things that it takes to get keys to your next home.
Yes. Tune in for next time.
We still haven't figured out a closing. There you go. All right.
Well,
next time.
Keys and Gears. Subscribe down below if you want to hear about crazy real estate stories and learn things along the way. Right?
Works for me.
Till next time.